They said humans don't survive long in vacuum. Then a Marine knocked on the airlock. Glass, the Zephyrian diplomat's 4 eyes blinked in rapid succession as he reviewed the human crew manifest aboard the cargo vessel Meridian's Hope. According to Galactic Council regulations, no species could survive unprotected vacuum exposure for more than 30 seconds, humans included. The bipedal creatures were fragile, their biology poorly suited for space travel. Everyone knew this. Captain Rodriguez, the diplomat's translator crackled through the bridge speakers. Your vessel's hull breach in Cargo Bay 7 has created a complete atmospheric loss. Any crew members in that section are regrettably lost. Captain Maria Rodriguez's weathered face remained impassive as she studied the damage reports flooding her screens. The pirate attack had been swift and brutal. 3 Corvan raiders had torn through their escorts like tissue paper before targeting the civilian freighter. The hull breach had indeed vented Cargo Bay 7 into space, along with Marine Sergeant Jake Morrison, who'd been securing the bay's emergency systems when the attack began. Copy that, Diplomat Zexhai, Rodriguez replied, her voice steady despite the weight in her chest. Morrison had been with her crew for 2 years. A good Marine, a better friend. The Zephyrian's ship had arrived 12 minutes after the attack, their advanced medical bay prepared to treat survivors. 12 minutes, an eternity in vacuum. No species in the known galaxy could survive that long without life support. Engineering Chief Patel's voice crackled over the comm. Captain, I've got strange readings from the cargo bay sensors. There's movement. Debris, Chief, the bay's completely vented. No, ma'am, this is different, like something's moving against the outer hull. Rodriguez frowned, activating the external cameras. Cargo Bay 7's twisted metal framework came into view, illuminated by the Meridian's emergency lighting. Twisted, support beams cast eerie shadows across. Something moved. What in the hell? Rodriguez leaned forward, adjusting the camera angle. There, clinging to a support strut 30 meters from the nearest intact airlock, was a figure in torn fatigues. No helmet, no breathing apparatus. Just Sergeant Morrison, his face blue with oxygen deprivation, but very much alive, methodically, working his way hand over hand toward the airlock. The bridge fell silent except for the steady beep of life support systems. That's impossible. Diplomat Zexhai's voice carried a note of disbelief, even through the universal translator. No organic being can survive 12 minutes of vacuum exposure. The human respiratory system should have failed within 90 seconds. Morrison reached the airlock's external panel and began the manual override sequence, a series of mechanical switches that would allow him entry without atmospheric pressure. His movements were slow but deliberate, each action calculated despite the obvious physical distress. Sergeant Morrison to Meridian's Hope, his voice rasped through the suit comm, weak but unmistakably alive. Requesting permission to come aboard. It's a bit chilly out here. Rodriguez nearly laughed despite herself. Permission granted, Marine. Medical team to Airlock 7 on the double. As Morrison cycled through the emergency protocols, Dr. Sarah Chen's voice echoed through the bridge speakers. Captain, this shouldn't be possible. Vacuum exposure causes embolism, the boiling of bodily fluids. Even if he somehow maintained consciousness, the cellular damage alone should be fatal. The inner airlock door cycled open, revealing Morrison stumbling into the bay. His exposed skin was mottled with burst capillaries, his lips nearly black, but he was walking under his own power. The medical team swarmed him immediately, scanners beeping frantically as they worked. Vitals are incredibly stable, Dr. Chen reported minutes later, her voice filled with bewilderment. Severe decompression sickness, tissue damage consistent, with vacuum exposure but nothing that won't heal. It's like his body just endured. Diplomat Zexhai requested permission to observe the medical examination, his scientific curiosity overriding diplomatic protocol. As Dr. Chen worked, Morrison remained conscious, answering questions between oxygen treatments. How did you survive? Zexhai asked through his translator. Morrison's grin was weak but genuine. Marines don't quit, sir. Figured dying out there would be poor form. But the physiological impossibility— Look, Morrison interrupted, accepting another oxygen mask from Dr. Chen. I held my breath like they taught us in vacuum survival training, exhaled as much as possible to prevent lung rupture, kept moving to maintain circulation. The cold slowed my metabolism, gave me more time. Vacuum survival training? Zexhai's translator struggled with the concept. You prepare for this? Captain Rodriguez stepped forward. Every human in space service learns basic vacuum survival. We know we're not built for this environment, so we adapt. We train for the worst-case scenarios that other species consider unsurvivable. Morrison nodded, pulling the oxygen mask away briefly. Plus, I had a job to finish. Emergency systems in Bay 7 needed securing, or we'd have lost life support to the whole aft section. Couldn't let the crew down. Dr. Chen's scanner beeped as she completed her assessment. Sergeant Morrison will make a full recovery. Some scarring, maybe some lung capacity reduction, but he'll be back to duty within a week. The Zephyrian diplomat stood in silence for several minutes, processing this information. His species had conquered space through superior technology, energy beings that rarely faced physical challenges. The idea of deliberately training for survival in conditions that should be fatal was entirely foreign. Your species, he finally said, routinely prepares for death simply to avoid it? We prepare for everything, Rodriguez replied. Because humans don't have the luxury of superior biology or advanced evolution, we have stubbornness training in each other. Sometimes that's enough. Morrison chuckled, accepting another dose of oxygen. Besides, sir, someone's got to keep the universe interesting. As the Meridian's Hope limped toward the nearest station for repairs, Diplomat Zexhai composed his report to the Galactic Council. It would require significant revision to their understanding of human capabilities and their assessment of what supposedly fragile species might accomplish through sheer determination. In the depths of space, where survival itself was an act of defiance, humanity had found its niche not through superior adaptation, but through the simple refusal to surrender. Even when the universe itself seemed determined to kill them, humans would find a way to knock on the door and ask to come back inside. After all, they had work to finish.